Hello, this video is going to give you some quick tips around how to navigate around in the editor pretty quickly in the timeline area. This is being done with 3.6 U2, but it should apply to most all the earlier versions of it because these functions haven't changed in a while. So as you start to get a larger show, your timeline can grow from a vertical perspective when you have multiple elements in here. And the longer the song is that you might be working on, the timeline obviously won't fit all that together. So there's numerous ways to shuttle around in the timeline here. So one of the simplest ways is using the mouse wheel. It will scroll up and down vertically in the timeline. If you hold down the shift key while rolling the mouse key, then it will shuttle right to left inside the editor as well, so you can move back and forth from a timeline perspective there. There's also keyboards to do this, so using the page down key will shuttle downward inside, just like the mouse up and down. Using the page up will shuttle upward. If you hold the control key while using the page down, it will go to the right. If you hold the control key and page up, it will go to the left. So you can use that with the keyboard functionality there to move back and forth and up and down in the timeline. You can also, if your mouse has one of the tilt mouse wheels, you can use the tilt wheel. So if I tilt the wheel left, it scrolls to the left. If I tilt the wheel to the right, it scrolls to the right. So that works as well. So you get that multiple combinations of being able to move the timeline back and forth there. So moving on to zooming, there's several ways to zoom the timeline as well. So one of the easiest ways to do is to hold the control key and roll the mouse wheel, which will zoom in and out from the left side here, so it grows outward from there, zooming in and out. You can also use the control and the plus or minus keys to zoom in or out as well. There's other flavors of zooming as well. So you can go in here. I'm using the zoom under mouse, so it actually zooms in and out wherever my mouse is positioned from that perspective. So I want to zoom in, I can pick the point where I want to zoom. So wherever the mouse location is where that zoom takes effect. If I turn the zoom from under mouse off, then the zoom happens from the left side in a consistent position all the time. So I usually, from my perspective, I use the zoom under mouse perspective there. So a couple other ways to adjust your timeline too. You can set the size of these rows over here, so big or small, by just tweaking on them, adjusting them. They'll remember from opening and closing them. If you want to reset them, there's a reset row height to default, puts everything back here as well. So there's a few quick tips on how to shuttle around the timeline, to be able to easily move back and forth and edit the vertical height of the rows to be able to get the most effective use of the space for your way that you sequence. Hope that helps.